Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Van Buskirk. Today for my fire prevention topic, we're going to talk about child-proofing your home. For those of you with little booger eaters, you know that kids, they love to get in trouble. Second you turn your back on them, they're going to find something to hurt themselves. It seems as though getting hurt is a kid's #1 priority in life. My wife and I, we don't have a kid, but we have a 2-year-old niece. We're working on it, but we have a 2-year-old niece that we watch often, and that little monster loves to get into trouble. Love her to death, but man, she runs around the house, and if there's something here that can hurt her, she will find it. I've learned safety latches on our cabinets. Stuff underneath the sink we have in all of our homes. We have nasty, nasty, toxic stuff that look delicious to a 2-year-old. Windex, that blue color, oh, looks great. Poison control. Every parent should have that number either memorized on their phone, somewhere on the fridge. They have a babysitter, so the babysitter can access it. It's an easy number to remember. It's 1-800-222-1222. I have it memorized. I've used it on calls at work. It's a helpful resource. And if you've ever had my wife's cooking, you'll know why I have poison control memorized. So safety latches on the cabinets keep them from accessing chemicals that they shouldn't access. 80% of all poisonings in the United States are in kids between the ages of 1 and 4. I've learned in the kitchen to keep the pots turned around. Like I said, I don't have any kids. It's a habit I had to pick up. I've never had to worry about having the handle out. But kids, they see that handle, they're going to want to pull it down. I've had a close call where I answered my phone, turned my back for a split second, and she was reaching up, and it could have been a tragedy. And I learned, almost learned the hard way, but I did learn that you have to turn handles in. Now, even without her being here, I make sure when I cook, I have the handles in. So pots turned around. Speaking of burns, thermostat on your water heater. My wife, she loves taking scalding hot showers, using up all the hot water before I get a chance to jump in. Thermostat at 140 degrees, a kid will get burned in seconds. So turn your thermostat down. They recommend, from what I've been reading, 120 degrees, no more than that. So it's real easy to do. Turn your thermostat down on your water heater. Your outlets, those little holes in your outlet plugs, they look like the perfect spot to stick a toy. Stick your grubby little booger-eating fingers if you're a 2-year-old. So they sell plastic outlet plugs. Get one for every single outlet in your house. The one you don't plug up is going to be the one they stick the finger in. Doorknob covers. Keep kids out of rooms where they're not supposed to be. Keep them out of bathrooms where they could drown in the toilet. They sell little doorknob covers so that they can't squeeze. You have to squeeze it in order to turn it, and it'll keep them out of that room. Speaking of which, with the toilets, they sell latches for your toilet. Kid's not going to go bobbing for apples and drowning. Drowning is the #1 cause of death for kids between 1 and 4, other than natural causes, than birth defects or that sort of thing, congenital things. So on that note, many houses, they have pools. I have a pool in my backyard. It's not fenced in. That's something I need to work on. I need to get the fence put in. Eventually we want to have a kid, and you want to make sure that every year you see it, there's more and more drowning, especially in the state of Florida. A lot of homes have pools or lakes. You want to make sure there's safety gates around that. They also sell, my sister has a side note, speaking of safety gates, she has a 2-story townhouse. She has safety gates on the stairs. That kid, now that she's running around and talking, she runs head first, that big old head of hers, and go tumbling down the stairs, and that's just a tragedy we don't need. So safety gates, another thing that you need for your home. I learned in my research that window cords, the blinds for your cords, looped cords are a strangulation hazard. There's been kids that have been strangled from the cord that works your blinds. Don't have it looped. If you loop, they can get strangled. Cut the loop so you have 2 free-flowing cords. Bind the cords up so they can't access it. And it's a senseless tragedy that doesn't need to happen. Bookcases, TVs, entertainment centers, that sort of thing. You want to have it secured to the wall. I always thought I had extra parts when I put stuff together, and there were little leftover pieces. Those leftover pieces apparently were to secure my bookshelf to the stud in the wall so that it doesn't come down and hurt a kid. So those of you with kids, you know, they get into trouble, and you know, these are calls we don't need to run on. You know, if parents, you just secure your home, and kids will have to find another way of getting injured. It's inevitable, they're going to get hurt, but there's ways to protect the child and do things around the home to keep them safe. So, you guys have a good one.